Again, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, and to the good people of Ghana, we stand before you today, this morning, on behalf of the vibrant youth of Ghana and unborn generations, to express our deep concerns about the incessant destruction of our forests, water bodies, and the environment through the prevalent incidences of illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey, and the many other unregulated, environmentally degrading activities happening in our country. We are particularly profoundly saddened by the apparent disregard for the interest of the younger generation in the management of the environment and resources of Ghana. As the youth and the future leaders of this great nation, representing over 57% of the country's population, we cannot stand idly by and watch our environment being destroyed and our health and survival being jeopardized before our very eyes. We have therefore convened this press engagement to reiterate our concerns regarding the destruction of our environment and to call on the government and all stakeholders to secure our present and future well-being by immediately addressing this menace. Galamsey, as we all know, is not only polluting our water bodies at alarming levels, destroying our farmlands, and hazardously polluting the air we breathe. It also poses serious threats to the overall health and well-being of the good people of Ghana. Its accompanying damage to the environment transcends the present generation and affects the very future of this country. Firstly, the practice of illegal mining heavily involves the use of toxic chemicals and heavy metals such as mercury and cyanide, which end up being released into our water bodies and soil. This has resulted in the contamination of our water sources and found its way into our farms, posing serious threats to our country's food and water security. Furthermore, Galamsey has damaged a colossal amount of forest areas and natural habitats and continues to threaten biodiversity resources, which are essential for the survival of various plants and animal species in Ghana. And the Tiwa forest is one example of such globally significant biodiversity areas which is being destroyed by this menace of illegal mining and the destruction of our environment. This has had negative implications. This has negative implications for agriculture, food security, and the economy. Ladies and gentlemen, good people of Ghana, the long-term effects of Galamsey are far-reaching and could have severe consequences for the survival of our ecosystem and the livelihoods of the present and future generations. If there is anything to learn from the menace of Galamsey, it is the fact that by our unsustainable actions manifested in poor natural resources governance, weak compliance, and poor planning and prioritization of development interest, we can lose critical ecosystem functions which will come back to drain our already limited public funds, impact our well-being, and deprive us of the opportunity to build prosperity for this country beyond today. It is disheartening to note that despite numerous efforts by successive governments to combat this menace, it continues to persist and has even exacerbated the widespread ecological destruction that we continue to witness today. We are again sad to note that the many key recommendations that came out of the National Consultative Dialogue on small-scale mining organized at the Accra International Conference Center in 2021, April 2021, and many other such fora geared towards protecting our forests and environment have lacked any effective implementation. Indeed, the government's neglect and gross failure in addressing this issue raises serious questions about its commitment to protecting the environment and securing the green future of our nation, as heralded by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo on numerous platforms locally and internationally. As we commemorate Green Ghana Day today and go out to plant 10 million trees, we ask, as the youth of this country, how will the good people of Ghana benefit from the Green Ghana project if we continue to destroy existing forests and green spaces? As the younger generation, in trust for whom our environment and resources are held by the president and our leaders, we demand immediate action from the government to put an end to this environmental catastrophe. 1. We call on the government to enforce the laws, the many laws that have been enacted that regulate mining activities in the country, and crack the whip on those who flout them, even such persons within the government, in demonstration of this government's real commitment to greening Ghana beyond the Green Ghana Day project. We believe that Green Ghana should not be a one-day affair. It should be a way of life. It should reflect in our policy direction and the decisions we take as a country. 2. We call on all relevant state institutions, the EPA, the Minerals Commission, the various state institutions entrusted with the mandate to protect our environment and our natural resources, to hit the ground running in taking concrete steps and productive action to quickly address the menace of illegal mining and other such environmentally destructive activities. As a matter of urgency, we call on the government to adopt an intergenerational equity approach in its management of Ghana's resources. This means that the actions and decisions taken by the government in the management and use of the natural resources of this country must be in the interest of not only the current generation or for a political tenure, but more importantly, for the youth and generations to come. We again wish to remind the government that our present environment is not owned by this generation. It is only borrowed from generations to come, in whose interest it must be managed. We therefore call on all and sundry to work together to protect our environment and secure a sustainable future for us all and generations yet to be born.